Not too long ago, EA had their earnings call, and during this earnings call, EA's CEO Andrew Wilson said some outrageous shit. He mentioned the underperformance of Dragon Age Veilguard, which was a massive flop for those who don't know, and his reasoning behind this flop was that the game did not reach a broad enough audience. And that's pretty ridiculous on its own, because when you're a company as big as EA, you have the audience, and if you make a good game, people will buy it. So clearly the problem here is they made a shit game, so people didn't buy it. And I know BioWare made the game, and that was honestly the main mistake. I'm not sure why you would even greenlight the studio to work on this franchise, given the tragedies they created before this, those being Anthem and Mass Effect Andromeda. Anyways, he then goes on to make the brain-dead conclusion that if the game was live service, it would have done better. Now, when you first hear something like this, you probably think to yourself, oh, some dumbass on Reddit probably said this, or maybe just some fan of the game. But no, this was a CEO of a major company, and it's crazy how he could even think that's a possibility. Like, how you don't take this man's position away after hearing that is beyond me, when there are so many examples of modern single-player games that are amazing and have sold even better. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 just came out, and it's already on pace to shit on Dragon Age Veilguard sales. I don't know, just even thinking part of the reason your game failed was because it wasn't live service is just retarded. I mean, R-worded. I couldn't even imagine the direction this game would have gone if it was live service. He also uses the excuse that it reviewed well, and that the people who played it liked it. First of all, throw those reviews out the window. You're making games for the majority consumer, not fucking journalists. And second, you already know the type of people that bought this game and loved it, and I won't mention them, because that would turn me into a piece of shit. Like, I guarantee this guy didn't play the game, because if he did, he would have probably ripped off his ears, so he doesn't have to hear anyone in that game speak. And even though, again, this is BioWare's mistake, the fact that Andrew Wilson can't come to the correct conclusion on why the game failed is pretty crazy. Or maybe he does know, and he just doesn't want to shit on BioWare, because in reality, it's very easy to see why the game failed, and you could boil it down to a few key points. The game graphically looked nice, which is cool, I guess. The combat was mediocre, like it functioned and stuff, and the writing was absolutely fucking atrocious. And these key points clearly don't add up to a game that people would want to buy, and there is obviously proof to back this statement up. Like, the game just sucks, and that's why it didn't do great. And I don't want to hear any excuses, because games like this have everything lined up for them. They have all the funding they need, they have the resources to make the game, they're working on a franchise that everybody knows about, and then they still manage to fumble the fucking bag. I think that's actually more impressive than if they were to make a good game, and BioWare straight up deserves to be shut down for this. They have made nothing but failures for the past 10 years, and if you ask me, they just gotta pull the plug. So much wasted time, money, and potential, it's pathetic. And while they're at it, get rid of that fucking clown Andrew Wilson too. He obviously isn't helping, and from his standpoint on players only wanting live service games, it's clear he's not going to do your company any favors in the future. Those two key points would have been my conclusion if I was at the earnings call. So EA, you could just send me a check for my advice, or just hire me as some help over there if that CEO position opens up. But that's it for me. Remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.